Hey people, do you see them women sitting up there? Who they supposed to be? What? Omar, Baldhead Presley, Talib, and AOC. Who they think they are? Did you see that show they did called Democracy Now? They excoriated the white people. Who they think they are? These women just got here to our country. They don't have no say in nothing here in this country. So what we gonna do now, we gonna get into this show, and I'm going to be telling them just exactly what I think about them. They better get up off the white women of this country. They better stop hustling the white men. That's what they sound like. They sound like a bunch of hustlers, a bunch of prostitutes. I mean it. Hey, people, you see what I'm saying, people? They make me sick. All four of them. This Presley. Let me tell you something about Ayanna Presley. She's sickening. I saw her on this show. We're going to run you a little short clip right now. And listen to what she's saying about Maxine Waters and Babs Lee. Run that little clip.
And the sermon talked about moment, movement, and momentum. And I just want to say, it's like very tempting to think that in our righteousness, that we are in a moment that is ushering in a new movement. Now, I don't know how long it takes a pebble to travel from the diaspora, the African diaspora, all the way to Chicago, and then to Boston, and then to DC. That's my life journey. But I'm just telling you that we're actually in the momentum. And what I mean by that is, in the way that we are intentional about bringing our ancestors into spaces, I have got to bring people like Barbara Lee and Maxine Waters.
Hey, people. I had to get over that little monologue, but welcome back to the Virtual Congress website. This week is going to be the Squad Exposed. Virtual Congress website. We're going to find out all about them. Now, you just saw that little clip of what Baldhead Presley had to say about Maxine Waters and Babs Lee. Well, now let me tell you the truth about them. Maxine Waters and Babs Lee, especially Maxine Waters, they're the ones who taught black women how to destroy the black families. Way back in the late 60s and the early 70s, they taught black women to leave their husbands and beg for a living and use their kids to get welfare checks. See, before Maxine Waters got up in this, all the black women, just about every one of them was married and had kids. They taught them how to be baby mama and baby daddy, practically cannibalizing their own children. They sold them to President Johnson ADC welfare system, where they used the boys in private prison, sometime early as 8 years old. We told them don't do that, but Auntie Max was all behind the Iran-Contra drugs and all of this mess. And the girls were taught to have babies and be baby mama and get raised baby daddy for prison, all this stuff. Black women, they the ones that broke up the black family, listening to people like Maxine Waters. She was one of the first dirty black congresswomen out there, Maxine Waters. And now here this Baldhead Presley talking about honoring her for teaching black women to leave their husband and cannibalize their families. They didn't try to get a job during the time they had all that welfare. They didn't try to go to school and make nothing out their life. They just lived off the children. That's the same as being a cannibal. And then when the kids got grown, the kids got thrown on the street. That's who you see laying on the streets now in San Francisco, Los Angeles, and Baltimore. The children of the women that people like Maxine Waters taught to leave their husband. So Black Lives Matter. If they want to be mad at somebody, they need to be mad at Maxine Waters and all the black women from the day who went on to the ADC welfare and drug program and left them out there to be used by President Johnson's welfare system. They know better than cannibals as far as I'm concerned. And what's her name? Baldhead Presley. Let me tell you about her bald head, what the Bible say. She come talking about black women disrupted the peaceful lives. Yeah, they sure did. They disrupted peaceful lives of their children by trading them for welfare and drugs. Presley sits all proud and talks about her bald head. But the Bible say in Ezekiel 27:11, they will shave their heads and put on a sackcloth. They will be all over you with anguish of soul and bitter mourning. Isaiah 7:20 says, shaved head is a sign of shame and a haughty woman. And I'm looking at the way her head became bald. Messing with Trump or some old mess I heard. All I know is that's what God do to them bad, haughty women. A bald-head heifer. Now that's enough of talking about that bald-head heifer. And she better back off of my white women. Those white women, the women that I had to live with and work with all my life. I still get checks from them. And I'm sick of pressing them, hustling all these white men here. Go hustle your own doggone men. Now let's move on now to another one. Omar. Omar. I got a clip of Omar from one of my shows where she running around here talking about ain't gonna be no white America and talking about the country was built on the backs of slaves. Yeah, I guess so. After her people sold them to the British, I guess so. So roll that clip. Roll that clip and show what she's saying, what's gonna happen in this country.
Now, remember when Congressman Ilhan Omar said some people did something on 9/11? Well, yesterday, she had even harsher words for the country that she migrated to and now represents.
This is not going to be the country of the xenophobics. This is not going to be the country of white people. This is the country that was founded on the history of Native American genocide, on the backs of black slaves, but also by immigrants.
Here now, Horace Cooper, co-chair of Project 21, and civil rights attorney Leo Terrell. All right, Horace, is it productive for all of us when the only American history certain elected officials acknowledge are the negative chapters and everything afterward is kind of blurred up?
This is race hatred, and it apparently is motivated by hatred of who we are as a country. There is no perfect country, but when America stands on the world stage, America stands head and shoulders above. Our actual history more than outweighs with the exceptional accomplishments of the things that make America a remarkable place.
Leo, it sounds like she's steeped in like Howard Zinn's The People's History or something like that. It's like the only historical, reference point of certain people on the left. But do you take any pause in what she said, or do you think that's just the best way to look at the country today?
That's her being truthful. I mean, there's not one thing that she said, Laura, that was dishonest. This country was built on slavery, a group of white men who consider African Americans as property. Nothing came out of her mouth that was untruthful. History is painful, and yet
it's a distortion. It's a
not
distortion.
true.
What about
truth.
those Americans? What about those Americans who lost more of their lives than in any war
Tell
that
me
we've
what you
ever
said that
been
was
in,
untruthful.
ending
Tell me what you said that was
slavery?
untruthful.
What about that
You're
consequence?
changing the subject.
No, I'm
Yeah,
not
why-
changing the
Tell
subject.
me
What
what
I'm
she
saying
said
is
that was
it's
untruthful.
distorting. It is distorting.
It's a question
America
of emphasis.
is
Yeah. It's a question of
America
emphasis.
is an
I think,
amazing.
that Horace, you're getting at. It's only focusing on the negative. If it's focusing on how the Islamophobic. We have problems like every country. But there's a reason people want to come here, both as refugees, as legal immigrants, and a lot of
From
people come
Somalia.
illegally. 90,000 Somalis live in St. Paul, Minnesota. 90,000 because of our good graces and our generosity and our willingness to help people. And then there are a lot of people out there tonight, I think, Leo, who say, okay, we opened our doors and opened our country and glad you're here, but my gosh, is there anything we've done right?
Well, Laura, we're not saying that. We're just saying, where can we find the truth that she's articulating? What history book? It's been whitewashed. Well, I just showed
It
you
has
the book
not
that
been
takes out
whitewashed.
the balance.
You can hardly
is
learn about
all
George
about-
Washington today. Are you kidding me? Have you
It's
read a kid's
all
history
that
book
the
today?
left- It's all the
I
left
do.
talks
What
about.
is she talking about? Losing our civil liberties. She doesn't have any. She doesn't understand. She came here under the New World Orders, not the Constitution. She's a mirage. They're all counterfeit. You just wait till this thing goes along. Because as you know, I'm not going to have it. I'm getting sick and tired of people like her only been here 20 or 30 years, and she all this old incestuous marrying and all that stuff y'all saw on the last show, the virtual Congress website. 70% of them is incest. They got it fixed to where fathers can marry their daughters, and they got all these different diseases that go with it. And what about Farkhunda? How, if y'all saw that show, y'all saw about 300 men stone Farkhunda to death in her hijab, and then they threw her body on the riverbank, threw bricks at it, and burned her body after they run over. This is the type of thing that they would be going through in their own country. Yet they over here where they've been rescued by our men, and they sitting up here trying to tell our men what to do on some show called Democracy Now! And our existence is our resistance. They ain't got no existence here, and I'm not gonna get bougie. No, they ain't got nothing here. I'm fronting all of them. I got a new group. We're called the Superstars of Congress. We coming over there. We gonna front all of you people, all of you women doing this stuff to these people of our country who've been trying to save your worthless behind. None of you worth saving. Let's move on now to somebody who gonna prove it. I'm gonna have the producer to put the email on from Australia. Listen to what he telling you about these heifers. He said they're a dirty bunch of fraud. They're not supposed to have welfare. Listen, watch this clip of the imam. He's going to talk to you about a minute and a half. He's going to explain to you halal. You can't get halal through welfare. If it's welfare, it's not halal, it's haram, because Allah don't play that. So watch that clip and see what you think about this. The imam going to tell you the story.
My brothers and sisters, something that's really been eating up at me is the amount of lying and cheating and dishonesty that has become abundant in our community. How many of us, my brothers and sisters, we're lying to the welfare system, we're lying to Centrelink, we're lying in this, family daycare stuff. For what? For what? For a few extra dollars at the end of the week? Sisters are walking into Centrelink with her hijab, kids in the pram, kid on her hand, and she's pregnant, and she's filling out paperwork, signing it, claiming that she's in a de facto relationship. What happened to the quality of a believer? A believer is supposed to be honest. A believer is supposed to be truthful in all of his dealings, in all of his transactions. Indonesia, a whole nation, it embraced Islam. How? Because they seen how the Muslims used to deal in their business, and they knew this was something special. These people are too honest. This was something special, and they embraced Islam. A whole nation. And yet look at the way we deal. Our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was always concerned about his earnings. always concerned that everything he earns is halal. To the point where, imagine, the Prophet of Allah, he's seen his grandson Al-Hassan, and he had a date in his mouth. Imagine this is a young boy who had a date. The Prophet of Allah, he ran to his grandson and took the date out of his mouth. He said to him, what are you doing? Don't you know that this is charity? And the family of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he doesn't eat from the charity. Imagine a date, he was concerned about it. Yet you and I today, no one cares anymore. The Sahaba, imagine your mothers, our mothers, they used to say to our fathers what? They used to tell them, go out and earn that which is halal. Even if it's something small, we don't mind. Why? They used to say we can be patient on being hungry, but we cannot be patient on the hellfire. No one cares anymore. Lying. You're signing paperwork claiming that you're doing something and you're not, and you're earning money. And what you're not realizing, my brothers, just because everyone around you does it, that doesn't make it okay. This money that you're earning, wallahi, even if it's $1, this dollar is haram. It's haram, and everything that you do with this $1 is haram. So you could be eating halal, yani food that's slaughtered Islamically, and you said Bismillah, but you bought this food with that dollar that is haram, then this food has become haram. Your drink has become haram. You're living in a house and you're paying your rent, and you're paying it with money that you've earned from Centrelink through lying about your condition and your status, then your living in this house has become haram. People always complain to me and they tell me, brother, I make dua and I don't feel connection. I pray and I'm not feeling anything. Why? Because of this. Because of this is playing a massive role. The Prophet of Allah used to always warn his companions, be sure that everything you eat and everything you earn is halal. Why? Because it has a direct effect with our connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And finally, for those people who want to claim to me that, oh brother, look, we're living in a non-Muslim country and we're in a state of war, so therefore we're allowed to cheat and lie. Where do you get this from? And then when we look at our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, look at the way he was. When he was in a real state of war, when the people of Mecca were after him and they had a bounty on his head and they were going after him to kill him and have his head, and the Prophet of Allah, he left Mecca to go to Medina, what did he do? This was a man whom even the non-Muslims, they used to testify and say that he was what? As-Sadiq al-Amin. And they used to leave their belongings and they used to leave that which was valuable with him, sallallahu alayhi wasallam. So when he left Mecca for Medina and he had their belongings, what did he do? He left his cousin Ali bin Abi Talib radiallahu ta'ala anhu. He said, Ali, you stay behind and you give these non-Muslims, you give back to them which belongs to them. Why? If that was you and I, who cares, brother? Rip them. Take their stuff and run. No, this is not Islam. The Prophet of Allah, he left Ali back to give back to the people which belongs to them, because as a Muslim, we don't take anything that doesn't belong to us, even if it's something minute. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us of those people who only earn that which is halal, and to put barakah in our living and in our eating. And until next time, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Hey, you see what I'm saying? They fake. I told y'all, those some fake counterfeit bees, okay? They're over here begging like a bunch of darn prostitutes, and they're not allowed to do that under Allah's law. You heard what he told y'all. The Imam told y'all what they all about. They're not supposed to be on welfare. Now, let's move on here to Rashida. You know the old impeach the MF? Well, here's the story on that. Well, first of all, before we go there, roll that clip and let's see how that looks for a woman to have 2 children standing in front of her. And she's in this sort of meeting, a dignified meeting, and she talking about some impeach the MF in front of her children. Roll that clip.
When your son looks at you and says, Mama, look, you won, bullies don't win. And I said, baby, they don't, because we're going to go in there, we're going to impeach the mother.
And I hope that some of these new faces that campaigned on being different and being a change will actually come here to work with the president, work for solutions, and actually look to help the American people, not to help their own political careers.
Right, I think it is too early to talk about that intelligently. We have to follow the facts. We have to get the facts. That's why it's important to protect our own investigation. That's why it's important to do our own inquiry. We have to get the facts, and we'll see where the facts lead. And maybe that'll lead to impeachment. Maybe it won't. But it's much too early.
The first thing that I think about when somebody says you're going to be the first Muslim is celebrate this moment.
Now here's the issue. How she gonna say impeach the MF when she married her mother's brother? Is online. Her kids are by her uncle. What kind of life is this? The scientists say when you do that incest, that it is a sin against the future generation. But as you found out on the first virtual Congress website, that's a part of their religion. And that's why I'm going to try to have their religion outlawed. I don't think it's a religion. I think that it is a religious racket of incest and murder that doesn't really count as a religion. Religions are supposed to be about worship. They don't worship. They just kill and sex and all of that stuff that's in the Bible about how Balak, or one of them, was going to be taking the good men of the village to these dirty women for sex. Like Rashida said a couple of weeks ago, yo, 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 something about the Republican men want to police our bodies. I guess you don't want to have sex with me. Well, who want to have sex with some woman that married her mother's brother and got children by her mother's brother? What all is going on in D.C.? We know about Katie Hill. She gone. So what are they doing? Listen here, let me tell all of you foreign heifers, y'all have to slow your roll, because me and my girls, the superstar, we coming up there, we fronting all of you. You're going to turn our men loose. And then Rashida, she talking a whole lot of stuff about, well, this company can pay this, and this company got that, and then, why can't you help us take care of our babies? Take care of your own doggone babies. What the heck you doing out there having babies and you can't afford them? Oh no, they think they're going to bring all their babies to America and get money from the American men, especially the white men, taking our tax dollars. I'm just getting a little bit tired of Miss Inbred Rashida Tlaib. They got to understand, they're not even citizens. They came here under laws of the United Nations, the 1967 protocol, not the Constitution. And I get there, I'm going to show Trump. Trump don't even know the stuff that he finna learn. When I get through with him, doggone it, he's going to know what to do about this mess. And guess what? I want all the money back. I want all them bees to pay the money back. And that go for AOC as well. AOC ain't nothing but a PR. She's here under the Jones-Shafrock Act of 1917. Puerto Rico was never incorporated. They're not supposed to be doing nothing. None of this stuff they're doing in the Constitution. And that's what I'm going to be fighting tooth and nail. We getting a crew together. Listen here, we're going to ride down on them. We ride down on the squad. Y'all better get ready, because none of you are citizens. Presley might be some half-butt citizen. What's going to be happening here, I'm Christine Timmon, and I'm taking D.C. back like I did 20 years ago. Y'all better not get in my way, and you better stop hustling the white men of America. You thought you looked so cute sitting up there on Democracy Now!, but you look like a bunch of doggone prostitutes sitting up begging. Don't you? And you've never offered anything. You got nothing to offer. You got nothing to offer. Nothing. So you need to slow your roll. You need to slow your roll. So what's going to be happening here? Guess what? I'm finna roll another clip for you. I'm finna roll another clip. CT, I'm running for Congress. Roll that clip. Oh, we all got the shock of our lives. We haven't heard from those people. Billy Long, I think his name is. He used to be in Congress. And David Duke. David Duke had the nerve to want to put a picture of Omar up there with hearts around her eyes, like he thinks she's the greatest thing and she's the most powerful person, greatest person in Congress. And the woman is only a darn refugee. So, yep, the Klan is back. So I advise the African Americans to take note of that. I advise the Jewish people to take note of that. I advise the Christians to take note of it because, as you well know, the KKK don't like nobody either. Omar don't like the Jewish people. She can't stand black people either. I know you say she's black, but you see, foreign people, I've always told you, they hate black Americans. See, you guys need to be listening to what I tell you because everything I tell you comes true. And so that's why I'm giving you a chance to see the Klan and Omar sitting there together with a big old smile. You can't tell whether David Duke is smiling, because he wears a hood. Hey guys, you know what I've been wondering? Are they both going to start wearing hoods? Will she start wearing a Ku Klux Klan hood and he be wearing a hijab? Hey, how you like that? Whoa! I'm running for Congress and I am not playing any games with these women. These women. I'm tired of their mess over here. Darn it, trying to run America and they just got here. Check out this clip of Omar and the KKK. Wow, what a lot of nerve. What a lot of nerve they got. This is the last time I'm putting up with the squad and their mess. Last time. So AOC, Omar, Rashida, and Baldhead Presley. Thank goodness Jayapal played it smart. I ain't heard from her in a long time. I haven't heard from Jayapal. I think that was very smart of her to stop running with them so darn much because they are a bunch of really, really terrible women. They are terrible, and I'm finna ride down on them. So Jayapal don't have to worry. She ain't in this mess. But Presley, Baldhead Presley, Omar, brother screwing Omar, and Rashida marrying her uncle, her mama, a brother, and then cussing like that in front of those little children. It's bad enough that they do all this incest. It's bad enough as it is. But we're not going to have that in this country, and we're not going to have fathers marrying little 8-year-old girls like you saw on the first virtual Congress website. We're not going to have it. We're not going to have it. So all four of them, Baldy and the rest of them, might as well get ready. They get back because the superstars of Congress, this is the superstar of Congress. Christine Timmon congratulating Miss Jayapal for not being in all this mess that's going on. I'm on my way. She ain't in the mess, and I'm proud of her for backing off and not being silly. Thank you. Now, all them other four, come on, bring it. Bring it. You've been messing with the men of the United States of America. After they tried to help you, you sitting up on some show talking about your existence is the resistance. You ain't got no existence here. And you notice I'm not getting bougie, am I? Oh, they said I try to act all bougie and don't have a thing except what they begged from the American citizens, and they're going to give that money back. This is just the beginning because we finna ride down on them. We ride down the superstars of Congress from the 9th District of Michigan, Christine Timmon, Superwoman of the Republican Party of the 9th District of Michigan. We coming for you. We coming for you. Don't ask for not one more dime from these American men. Stop hustling. Get your own men. Leave us alone. Stop using the money for our children for your children. We want our money back, and we're going to get it back. In the next 10 years, I want the American children to be re-empowered. And we stopping the student loan. Betsy DeVos, I'm coming for her too. We're going to stop all that mess. Those were unilateral loans where the companies breached the contract. Once you breach the contract, you got to give all the money back. And so that's what I got to say. Christine Timmon, Superwoman of the 9th District of Michigan, we coming for the squad. We gonna be in those hallways. You better lock your doors. Oh no, you scary butt. Keep that door open, because we're gonna come in and bring everybody a rose for you to keep your mouth shut and leave our men alone. Leave our men alone. Go get your own men. So that's it for today, squad. We're coming for you. The superstars of the 9th District of Michigan, led by Christine Timmon, the Superwoman of the 9th District of Michigan.